विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चातदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome all of you to our daily Bhagavad Gita reading session. I am very grateful to all of you. By the mercy of the Lord, our journey is continuing. After a break, again we resume. We are discussing chapter 2, which our dear Srila Prabhupada has named as Contents of Gita Summarized. So that means it's a very essential chapter. All the important principles are discussed in brief, which Krishna is going to further elaborate in the rest of the chapter. And this chapter, Contents of Gita Summarized, is divided into 5 sections. In the first section, Arjuna's confusion. Arjuna's confusion leads him to surrender to Krishna. So that means when we are in a confused state, we should not be demoralized. Rather, we have to utilize this as an opportunity to increase our surrendering to Krishna. When we are in a difficult situation, that's we should see as an opportunity to come closer, at least a step towards Krishna. Devotees see impediments in their life as opportunity to intensify their intimacy with Krishna. This is how is the orientation of a devotee. And in the second section, which we are discussing now, Krishna is discussing the knowledge of matter and spirit, body and soul. That is called also Sankhya, the knowledge of matter and spirit. This is analytically, step by step, very in a detailed way, this knowledge is being elaborated. This is also called Atma Jnana, knowledge about the self. We completed verse number 16 yesterday. Let us go to 17th verse. Avinasi tu tadvidhi yena sarvam idam tatam vinasam abhayasyasya na kaschit kartum arhati. Please join along with me. Avinasi tu tadvidhi.
Avinashi tu tadvidhi
Yena sarvam idam tatam
yena sarvam idam tatam
vinasam abhayasyasya
vinasam abhyavatasya
na kaschit kartum arhati.
nakasit kartum arhati.
Avinasi tu tadvidhi
Avinashi tu tadvidhi
yena sarvam idam tatam
yena sarvam idam tatam
vinasam abhayasyasya
vinasam abhyavatasya
na kaschit kartum arhati.
nakasit kartum arhati.
Avinasi tu tadvidhi
Avinashi tu tadvidhi
yena sarvam idam tatam
येना सर्वम् इदं ततम्
Vinasam abhayasya
विनाशम्
विनाशम्
अव्ययस्य
अव्ययस्य
na kaschit kartum arhati.
न
न
कश्चित्
कश्चित्
कर्तुम्
कर्तुम्
अर्हति
अर्हति.
Wonderful. Let us see the meanings, synonyms. Avinasi, imperishable. Avinasi. Vinasi is perishable, that means which destroys. Avinasi means which is not perishable, which doesn't destroy. Tu, but, tat, that, vidhi, know it. So which doesn't destroy? Soul. Tu tat vidhi avinasi. Know that soul. Yena, by whom, sarvam, all of the body, idam, this, tatam, pervaded. And this soul is pervaded in all the body. How? Because from soul comes consciousness. And this consciousness is spread across the body. We'll see. Srila Prabhupada is giving many examples in the purport. By that, understanding will be more clear. Vinasam, destruction, abhayasya, of the imperishable. Bhaya means expense, spend. Abhaya means that which we cannot spend. So that means which is not destroyed. That means which is imperishable. Asya, of it, na kaschit, no one, kartum, to do, arhati, is able. Translation. That which pervades the entire body. That which pervades the entire body. Which is that? That means the soul, which pervades the entire body. You should know it to be indestructible. The soul is indestructible. Avinasi. No one is able to destroy. Na kaschit kartum arhati. No one is able to destroy. Whom? That imperishable soul. Abhayasya, asya, that imperishable soul. Na kaschit vinasam kartum arhati. No one is able to destroy that imperishable soul. Avinasi tu tadvidhi. No, that is indestructible. That soul is avinasi. Know that. Yena sarvam idam tatam. By this only the body is pervaded. Na kaschit vinasam kartum arhati. No one can destroy. No one can destroy. Abhayasya asya. That which is indestructible. That which is indestructible. Purport. This verse more clearly explains the real nature of the soul, which is spread all over the body. Anyone can understand what is spread all over the body. It is consciousness. So, if an ant is biting your feet, you are immediately conscious of that. If a mosquito is biting any part of your body, you are immediately being conscious of that. Where? Means how? How is it possible? Because the soul is present in the body, from the soul comes consciousness, and this consciousness is spread all across the body, by which you are able to know. The moment soul is out, you are not able to know. The body is a dead body. A mosquito is biting a dead body. Is he aware of it? No. because soul is not there. From soul comes consciousness. Like if you are taking a medicine, suppose there is some wound in your leg. Now you are taking medicine, you are eating medicine. But how come that medicine is having an effect to the wound at your leg? Because when you eat the medicine, the effect of the medicine is spreading all across the body. The effect of the medicine is spreading all across the body. So similarly, when soul is present in this body, the effect is consciousness that's also spread across the body. Everyone is conscious of the pains and pleasure of the body in part or as a whole. Everyone is conscious of one's body, be it any pains or any pleasure, we are able to experience. This spreading of consciousness is limited within one's own body, but I cannot know the pain and pleasure of another man's body. No, impossible. Because my soul is present in my body. Hence, it is pervaded in my body only. It cannot pervade in another's body. Not possible. Hence, I am unaware of the pain in another body. But in case of Lord, his consciousness is spread all across the universe. He is present in the universe as a super soul. His consciousness is spread all across the animate or inanimate object. Means he is living in each and everyone's body as super soul, as well as he is living in the matters, particles of the matter. So, from Paramatma point of view, he is aware of everything. How? Because like our body, our soul is present, hence we are conscious of anything happens to our body. Similarly, the entire universe is the body of Supreme Lord. And when Super Soul is present in the universe and the consciousness is spread all across, hence he is aware of everything. Therefore, each and every body is the embodiment of an individual soul. The symptom of the soul's presence is perceived as individual consciousness. This soul is described as 1/10,000th part of the upper portion of the hair point in size. You cannot say that, oh, soul is very small. How come it has so grandeur effect? No. Even though it is small, it has big impact. Like a drop of medicine also can cause, can fully eradicate the disease. A drop of medicine. Similarly, here you see the soul is described at 1/10,000th part of the upper portion of the hair point in size. So that means you take a hair, you take the hair tip and you divide into 100 equal pieces, and then take one piece and then divide it further into 100 pieces. So that is the size of the soul. It's so small, very tiny. Balagra satbhagasya satadha kalpitasya cha bhago jivah sa vijñeha sa chanantyaya kalpate. When the upper point of a hair is divided into 100 parts, and again each of such parts is further divided into 100 parts, each such part is the measurement of the dimension of the spirit soul. Similarly, the same version is stated केशाग्र शतभागस्य शतांश सादृशात्मकः जीवः सूक्ष्म स्वरूपयम् संख्यायितो संख्यातीतो हि चित्कणः संख्यातीतो हि चित्कणः. There are innumerable particles of spiritual atoms which are measured as 1/10,000th of the upper portion of the hair. So more than one Shruti explanations are pointing to this. Therefore, the individual particle of spirit soul is a spiritual atom smaller than the material atoms, and such atoms are innumerable. This very small spiritual spark is the basis principle of the material body, and the influence of such a spiritual spark is spread all over the body as the influence of the active principle of some medicine spreads throughout the body. This current of the spirit soul is felt all over the body as consciousness, and that is the proof of the presence of the soul. Any layman can understand that the material body minus consciousness is a dead body, and this consciousness cannot be revived in the body by any means of material administration. Once somebody is dead, through material administration you cannot revive his body. Therefore, consciousness is not due to any amount of material combination but to spirit soul. As long as the soul lives in the body, someone is conscious of what is happening in his body. As soon as soul departs, that is not possible. Hence, the consciousness comes from the spirit soul only, not from any material combination. In the Mundaka Upanishad 3.1.9, the measurement of the atomic spirit soul is further explained. Let us see. Esonur Atma Chetasa Veditabhyo Yasmin Pranaha Panchadha Sambivesa Praneshchitam Sarvam Atah Praneshchitam Sarvam Otam Prajanam Yasmin Visuddhe Bhati Esa Atma. Esonur Atma Chetasa Veditabhyo Yasmin Pranaha Panchadha Sambivesa Praneshchitam Sarvam Otam Prajanam Yasmin Visuddhe Bhavati Esa Atma. This soul is atomic in size and can be perceived by perfect intelligence. This atomic soul is floating in the 5 kinds of air. These 5 kinds of air, Panchavayu, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, and Udana. The soul is surrounded with these 5 types of air. Panchavaya, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Samana, and Udana. Is situated within the heart, and the soul is situated within the heart and spreads its influence all over the body of the embodied living entities. When the soul is purified from the contamination of the 5 kinds of material air, its spiritual influence is exhibited. When the contamination is purified, then spiritual influence is exhibited. So this is the meaning of this verse. The Hatha Yoga system is meant for controlling the 5 kinds of air encircling the pure soul by different kinds of sitting postures, not for any material profit, but for liberation of the minute soul from the entanglement of the material atmosphere. So, the constitution of the atomic soul is admitted in all Vedic literatures, and it is also actually felt in the practical experience of any sane man. Only the insane man can think of this atomic soul as all pervading Vishnu Tattva. The influence of the atomic soul can be spread all over a particular body. A insane man can think of this atomic soul as all pervading Vishnu Tattva. This atomic soul is not Vishnu Tattva. Why? Because it can pervade only in one particular body. It cannot be all pervading. It can pervade, in entirety in a body only. Whereas the Vishnu Tattva, Vyapnoti iti Vishnu, the Vishnu Tattva, that supreme soul, that can pervade throughout the universe. The influence of the atomic soul can be spread all over a particular body. According to the Mundaka Upanishad, this atomic soul is situated in the heart of every living entity, and because the measurement of the atomic soul is beyond the power of appreciation of the material scientists, some of them assert foolishly that there is no soul. We cannot see soul, that doesn't mean that there is no soul. There are many things we cannot see. During the daytime, you cannot see the stars in the sky, but that doesn't mean that stars are not there in the sky. Okay. The individual atomic soul is definitely there in the heart along with the supreme soul, and thus all the energy of bodily movement are emanating from this part of the body. The corpuscles which carry the oxygen from the lungs gather energy from the soul. When the soul passes away from this position, the activity of the blood generating fusion ceases. Scientists also say the energy comes from the heart to the all part of the body. And here the Mundaka Upanishads say that the soul sits in the heart. It is situated in the heart. So that means from soul comes consciousness and is spread all across. So this is the understanding. Medical science accepts the importance of the red corpuscles, but it cannot ascertain that the source of the energy is the soul. Medical science, however, does admit that the heart is the seat of all energy of the body. Such atomic particles of the spirit whole are compared to the sunshine molecules. These atomic particles you can compare to the sunshine molecules. In the sunshine, there are innumerable radiant molecules. So similarly, the fragmental parts of the Supreme Lord are atomic sparks of the rays of the Supreme Lord, called by the name Prabha or superior energy. So, whether one follows Vedic knowledge or modern science, one cannot deny the existence of the spirit soul in the body, and the science of the soul is explicitly described in the Bhagavad Gita by the personality of Godhead himself. Science also cannot deny the presence of spirit soul. We just now saw some of the arguments. Thank you. This is what the purport is telling. So we are stopping here. Thank you all very much for your patientful hearing. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.